Hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Jaime Fuego.
And welcome to the Horror Show News. Our top story today involves a horror series that both Jaime and I are huge fans of since the beginning. The trailer for the new straight-to-DVD, or straight-to-VOD I should say nowadays, Tremors 5 Bloodlines, starring Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy, officially dropped their trailer just yesterday. Now, it's really more of a teaser at only 45 seconds long, but you do get a couple of cool sneak peeks of what's coming. It looks like Tremors is going to be returning to not only the worms from the first movie, but also the various iterations in the second and the third movie, between the little scampering ones with the infrared and then the so-called ass blasters from Tremors 3. Looks like they are going to be making a return, but there also looks like there's going to be some new iterations of the graboids. So personally, I'm a huge fan of the underground worms, but we'll see how this one shakes out. Go ahead and check out the trailer, you guys. The movie is scheduled to be released now on October 8th. Again, on VOD and on Blu-ray or DVD. So if you're into Tremors as much as we are into Tremors, then it's gonna be fun to watch no matter what happens, because, you know, again, some of the movies are better than others, but I enjoy them all. So look out for Tremors 5 Bloodlines on October 8th.
Yeah, I'm still looking forward to Kevin Bacon coming back for a Tremors movie, but, you know, perhaps in time. Our next story is entailing the best-selling video game of the year thus far. 2015 has been a Mortal Kombat year, my friends, and Predator has most recently joined the cast in the month of July. This is one we were really anxiously anticipating for blaster fatalities and all kinds of craziness that particular alien would bring, and he brought it. It was very exciting and a worthy addition to the arsenal that is Mortal Kombat. So very excited to see, who else they're going to bring to the roster now.
Absolutely, and if you guys are interested, we did do a Let's Play, if you want to check it out right here, where we play as not only Predator, but we also play as the other DLC character, Jason Voorhees, who you all might know. And we even had a match where it was Predator versus Jason, so look out for it in the future because the episode is going to be coming soon. Moving on to our next story, director Gil Keenan of Monster House and the Poltergeist remake has apparently signed on to direct the feature version of a game that I have grown very fond of, and if you watch our channel you'll know so, because he has actually joined the big budget film version of Five Nights at Freddy's. And again, like I said, if you have watched our channel you'll know that I've done both a regular Let's Play of Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and then I did a 3-part drunken Let's Play of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So if you want to watch me scream like a girl and get belligerent towards you, the audience, then go ahead and check out those Let's Plays. But there is no release date on said movie, as it is still in the pre-production stages. Personally, I'm a big fan of Monster House and the Poltergeist remake, so I'm excited to see what he can bring to the scary, scary universe of haunted animatronics, a la those freaky things we all saw at Chuck E. Cheese growing up. So let's hope for the best as far as this goes.
Jumping into our last story of the day, we have an X-Files teaser that has finally hit. The eponymous series is returning to television after 2 films that probably didn't perform as well as they were expecting, but Chris Carter has decided to recommence the series in a short form. There's no guarantee of anything beyond this 8-issue run, but we are extremely excited. David Duchovny is back. Miss Gillian Anderson is returning as well, and it's going to be very exciting to see the Lone Gunman, the Smoking Man, and some of these just classic characters returning to the television screen. I'm very excited.
Absolutely, and by issues, I believe he meant episodes.
Exactly right. Sorry, gentlemen.
We're comic fans, everyone.
I know,
so
yes, we are
all
geeks
get it.
at heart.
So that's going to cover it for the news stories this week. It's going to be a relatively quick week in regards to news, but let's get to the editorializing, Jaime.
That's what we're stoked for.
What are you most excited about in this week's news round?
You know, I'm probably most stoked for Tremors, I must admit. The first film is in the upper echelon as far as monster movies go for me. Creature films, which Cecil and I both hold very near and dear to our hearts.
Absolutely. Outside of the Jaws movies, Tremors was the very first creature movie I can remember watching. I fell in love with it. It's one of the 3 different horror things that I've ever had nightmares about: Jaws, Freddy, and Tremors. And honestly, Tremors has always been one that I've just totally loved, from the first one to the second one and the third one, which my interest kind of waned. But then they brought me back in the 4th one with Back to Perfection.
How about the TV series?
The TV series I do own, but unfortunately it's, very, very hit and miss. But if you're a big Tremors fan, then, it's something that you got to own. So I'm excited to see what happens in this movie, what kind of budget they're putting into it, because it does look like they put a little more budget into it than the other ones.
Yep, and we actually did a trailer reaction to the initial, glimpse at this film.
Absolutely. Now let's go into probably your second highest anticipated thing, which is the return of X-Files.
Exactly right.
Now, I actually have never been a huge X-Files fan. I watched the first 2 seasons. I have all the seasons on DVD, but I just never got around to watching the rest because I heard so much, and as a horror fan...
You have to own it, right?
Yeah, you got to... I mean, it's a cool, scary monster of the week type thing, so I might actually have to go back and finish all the series that I have. You know, what is that? It's only seven
like 7 or 8
seasons?
seasons or something like that. I was a diehard up until they replaced Mulder with the T-1000, and that's where they kind of lost me. But
Fair enough,
fair
enough.
Yeah, I was diehard up until that point. Queequeg, that's a little in reference for anybody who remembers the episode with the dinosaur in the lake. One of my absolute favorites, man. So awesome.
Well, then let's move into the fact that Gil Keenan is going to be directing Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, have you watched any of the actual Let's Plays that I've done?
I've watched the first 2 before he started to get a little wasty pants, which the one that I did was very funny. But I'm just excited because of the fact that the Poltergeist remake director, I thought, knocked it out of the park with that film.
You know, I enjoyed Monster House a lot when I saw it. I enjoyed the Poltergeist remake a lot when I saw it. And I'm a huge fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's series, as I mentioned, so I can't wait to see what he does, whether they're going to go into the actual backstory of the animatronics, which is really interesting, but actually sort of an Easter egg situation in the games. They don't lay it out for you what the story is. You have to actually find some secrets in the game in order to get the story sort of tangentially laid out for you. And I did a Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough for 1 and 2 and 3, actually, which is forthcoming. But in addition, I did an explanation of the series. So look out for Cecil Explains Five Nights at Freddy's Part 1 and 2. You'll get the actual story of the games, and you'll see why this movie could end up being tremendously popular.
And the new incarnation just came out?
Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was originally scheduled to come out Halloween, and it's supposed to be the final in the series, and then it got bumped up to late August, and then all of a sudden, boom, it was available. So if you like the Five Nights at Freddy's series, and you've played 1, 2, or 3, or all of them, then go ahead and check it out. Number 4 is available, and it's not apparently in the pizza parlor like usual. It looks like it takes place in a home. I'm extremely excited about that. I'm even more excited about it than a lot of other movies that are going to be coming out over the next couple of years. So.
That's a bold statement from this man.
I can't help it.
We ingest a lot of horror. So. So yeah, the last thing we have to talk about today is the Predator joining the cast of Mortal Kombat. My lord, man, his fatalities were as badass as I could have envisioned, right?
Yeah, it was definitely awesome. The cool thing about Mortal Kombat X is they have 2 fatalities per person at least, and then they've got like 4 or 5 brutalities, which are fatalities, but you don't execute them exactly the same way. You have to do a couple of things first.
They're a lot tougher to do, right?
Absolutely. So one of the Predator fatalities is he decapitates someone, and then he puts the trophy. Puts the trophy in the rest of his trophy case, I should say. But the ones I liked were the brutalities, specifically 2 of them. I really liked the one that was the self-destruct. So at one point you do the self-destruct, and he types in on his arm, and then he looks up and starts laughing. They used the laugh from the first Predator, which was the
only good one in the series, in my
exactly.
opinion.
Well, and it was the mimic of the Native American character that gets killed. So that was really cool. And then the other one I like is the skinning fatality, where he puts up an energy ball and then carries the person up, and they fly off screen, and then they come back down and they're skinned alive. So hanging upside down.
Pretty sweet.
Very Predator-like. So
yeah.
I dig the hell out of the fact that Mortal Kombat X went ahead and threw not only Jason but Predator in. We've still got a couple of more DLC characters coming.
Unfortunately, none from the horror genre.
Unfortunately,
right?
yeah. Tanya already came out, I believe, but then Tremor is another one that's going to be coming out soon. He's got earthquake powers.
Not the Tremors we described, right?
No, not the Tremors we described, and not Tremor from Spawn, which would have have been cool too.
Damn it!
But they are actually talking about adding more DLC characters going forward. So
Bring back Freddy. I want to see Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus
in
Jason
a Mortal Kombat
in Mortal
game.
Kombat X would be
Shit, bring Ash while we're at it, man. Just like in the comic book. That'd be awesome,
amazing,
right?
But I think we're asking maybe a bit too much.
Overstaying our welcome.
Possibly so. We'll get enough Ash when Ash vs. Evil Dead comes out on Halloween night, which you know if you watched our San Diego Comic-Con edition of the horror show.
It's going to be one of the most anticipated events of the season for us.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. I've been Cecil Laird.
I have been Jaime Fuego. Gracias.
And until our next segment of the Horror Show News,
stay scared.